All right, just going to review this SHARDOR 64mm flat burr grinder. Um, as you can see, I've made a few changes here. I do use a single dose hopper with mine, as well as a different set of bellows. And I do have the optional portafilter holder installed, but I use a dosing cup that I've already had. I just pull espresso myself, so that's what I am used to, and that's what I've done here. This hopper that you see was marketed for the Eureka Atom. I believe it was a different brand that makes this. However, the hopper that it ships with does come with a set of bellows that I have attached. I use that for about the first 5 or 7 days, I believe, multiple times a day. I was impressed with the hopper. It really does work well. It has an anti-popcorn mechanism inside that does not seem to catch any grounds or cause any mess or any extra retention. You got to kind of really push on this, but it does have a good flow to it. And if you watch the little slide here, you can see the pressure that that little bellow set will provide with the way that this stock bellows or hopper and bellows is shaped. It does work well. It's not necessary to get a single dose hopper at all. If you're doing single dosing, this did work for me. I just moved to this because it was a preference. And like I said, I used a single dosing cup. It does, when you install this, which can easily be installed by this little dial here, it's just a twist on and off. You don't have to use it. It'll also hold your standard any size portafilter. It claims any size. Mine is 58mm, but it does really well. If I wanted to grind right into the portafilter, I could. But let's get back to the meat and potatoes here. So the grinder itself, I find it to be extremely good quality of consistent uniformity of grinding for espresso, and I'm sure it would do very well for pour overs and other brew types as well. In fact, on the Ring you have a little bit of a guide just to kind of give you a little bit of help. Okay, so espresso, mocha, what do we have here, Americano, and I think they go over to cold brew as well and pour over. Of course, that's just a guide to get you started, and then you would dial in to your taste preference from there. The body is all plastic, so it's not metal, it's not aluminum or anodized aluminum or anodized steel. It is plastic, but it's a pretty good heavyweight plastic. I would say it's not light at all. It does stay pretty, steady. My countertop's a little uneven here, but I have no issues with it moving around when I'm using it. And to be honest, the guts, the chamber that holds the burr set inside, is all metal. It's made very well. I'm not going to remove the dial ring and take the burrs out. You can remove the dial ring just by turning the burr set by the top burrs by turning the dial ring counterclockwise, and then you'll feel a spring pop, and then you'll remove the dial ring. You can lift the burrs straight up, and you can brush them off. Brush off the bottom burrs, blow it out if you have a blower. I use a little manual blower most of the time. I do have an electric one as well, but I don't use it that much. I'm not going to remove the burrs to show you this because I do have this dialed in at the moment. And I wanted to point to the chute here. It's also removable, just pulls right out. It's magnetically in there. You can blow that out or brush it out anytime you like. I found that it also helps if you blow up inside of the hole here, the chute, while the power is off, if you want to get any extra grinds that could be lodged up in there without completely disassembling your grinder. This little base, you can leave it off or you can put it on. I put it there. It does move around. It doesn't stay in place super well when you're working with the grinder, but I do use it. I just leave it there. I saw one of the reviews that showed some pictures of the grinds and stated that this is definitely not okay for espresso. And I just want to say that there must be either something wrong with that particular unit that that person received, or maybe they don't have their burr set in there right. Could be user error, could be product error. I'm not sure, but I am here to tell you that this thing definitely does work extremely well for espresso, and it grinds very, very well for espresso, very uniform. And I'm just going to give you a quick sample of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just live, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the particle size with some fresh beans here. This is a medium to dark roast, mostly on the darker side. It's a nice Honduras bean that I have. And just to show you, we're going to pop this on. Okay, I've got it set at 20 seconds. This is 18.5 grams of coffee beans. I'm going to start. Now you can see that grinded in about 11 seconds. I'm just going to try to see if I can cue into the size there. And let's see if I can get a better close-up for you. Okay, so again, my lighting is really bad. Just going to show you. This is very, very finely grinded. You can see my fingerprint there. Okay. So this works very good for espresso. And I'll pull a quick shot with it. Okay, I'm just going to quickly show you this. Let's see, we're still working with the same grounds. Just so you can see that, how it turned out. Okay. Alright, so let's get this done. Use a little bit of WD-T to break those clumps out because it's so fine. And earlier you saw me spraying. I was using the Ross droplet technique, the RDT. This reduces any static. I didn't weigh out, but I'm usually getting about 0.01 gram of retention. So that's really, really good. Okay, let's just set this on the side. Let's go ahead and give it a tamp. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw a puck screen on top. I usually pull a blank shot ahead of time. I didn't this time, however, because of the video purpose. And what I did, I said we put an 18.5 in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull about 37 grams, give or take, 37 to 40 grams. Well, it's a little bit tight there. So pulling a little bit long for some reason. So not one of my better pulls, however, I used a different tamp than I normally use. So you see a little bit of, but you can see it's definitely getting the job done. Definitely good for espresso. I highly recommend it at just under $150 US. You cannot beat it. The longevity, that's to be determined. I mean, it's new to the market. It's been out, I'd say, somewhere around 6 months or so, maybe a little bit longer. But overall, it pulls a very good shot of espresso. And like I said, again, I seen a review stating that it gives big clumpy grinds. I mean, the pictures they showed, I said right away, there's got to be something wrong with their machine, or maybe the user doesn't have the burr set in. Maybe he's a revolution off, or something. I don't know. But it looked like it was more for, drip. It was, or pour over. It was pretty large chunks. And I'm just here to show you that this is a very espresso capable grinder. I'm sure it's good for other brewing methods as well. And it comes with a 1-year warranty. They usually give you the option to extend it to 2 years if you register within a few days of receiving the product. And customer service, I did deal with them. They respond very quickly. So no complaints. Great grinder, great price. We'll see how long it lasts.
We're going to do a hot start. So that is going to hold the beans until the engine goes. I've got 10 grams going in. Okay. So I'm going to set the time. I'm going to get it going. And notice my setup here. I've got the connector for the Breville grinder setup. Don't really need it, but it actually happens to be able to sit nicely and hold the portafilter. Anyhow, so I'm going to let it go. Started, and now I'm going to hold it. Pump a bit. That's what it looks like coming in, clump free. Just fantastic. You almost don't really even need a WDM tool. Just look at that. Look at how clean that is. 65mm flat burr versus the Breville. I'll post a Breville shot later. I still didn't know how to sip. It is shockingly the grinder. Just it does. There's no harshness in it. It just seems to be like a smooth, like as you get in a cafe, or if you're with a Breville and you've got brand new beans. But I mean, I'm using store-bought beans, ethical beans, and I think Lavazza Oro. Anyways, oh my god, it tastes great. I think the real test for these things is how well they do with beans that aren't brand new, freshly roasted. I don't think any brew method fails if it's freshly roasted. It's when you're dealing with older beans, it's awesome. Oh my god.
Guys, I just got to tell you about this new grinder I just picked up. It's pretty sweet. Let me show you. So here it is. This is the SHARDOR, the newest model, flat burr version, which is pretty sweet. If you're like me, you've been looking for something that is high quality, but not without, spending $4,000 or $5,000. This is it, I think. Something that they don't talk about in the reviews, which are minimal so far. I think I'm an early adopter. Is how quiet this thing is. I'm gonna hit the button. So I know on the video that might come back out it's kind of loud, but in person it's not bad. It's really good. The grinds also are really fine. This is on level 10. So something that other grinders don't do well unless you spend a lot of money is the finest grind is still way too coarse. That is not the case with this thing. I did some before on the lowest setting. It was, powder. Too much, too fine for the espresso machine. So that is a good sign. I also want to just show off the nice documentation it comes with, right? So they have the operating procedure manual here, everything you might need, easily understandable. It's got the then further detailed user manual, and I gotta say this is a nice touch for something like this. Usually you don't get this type of thing from a more budget grinder, where you get the quick start guide and then the nicer manual, and then you have your warranty information, and then a quick way to extend your warranty if you're interested. So, super happy with the product. Another thing that's not showed off in the reviews is the box. Nice box. Okay, is it 260 watts? That's another thing that I couldn't find online. Really happy overall. Good job, SHARDOR.
View of the SHARDOR espresso grinder, and I have the lid off. That goes on like that. Coffee's up there. This is a great grinder if you're not doing it for espresso. So I have an actual espresso grinder, and this is the fineness of it that's required for espresso. And on the grinder that I have, which is a Breville, this isn't even the finest that it goes. This is about 3/4 of the way as, fine or less actually, because it has additional adjustments. But this is the espresso grind for the SHARDOR, and this will not give you espresso. True espresso. It'll coffee will come out of it, but it's not going to be good because you're not going to be able to create enough pressure with the finely ground coffee to actually extract what you're supposed to extract from coffee beans. So good grinder for anything but espresso. It is quick and it is quiet, and it's relatively cheap. So if you're not doing espresso, I'd get it.
Vasito con la medida de uno comercial, muchito. Con esto, lo dejo en casa, la torbita, con esto, y esto es genial.